So, right, I'm just with David from Choice Homes. We're just going to go through a bit of stock, and hopefully we'll be able to do the screen share now, and David can talk us through what's available at the moment. So here we go. There you go. So we're on there now. So can you see that all right, Dave?
I can, mate. Yeah, yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
okay, cool. So what would you like me to click on? Should I click on all or something, or
Yeah, why not?
nice?
All land available.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll just wait for it to away with itself. There we go.
Here we go. Yeah, so this is predominantly with Choice Homes. We're predominantly an investment builder that mainly focus on Southeast Queensland. From the Gold Coast up to just below the Sunshine Coast is generally where we build, and then out towards Ipswich. So
Yeah,
um, cover those areas, and yeah, mate, we predominantly, like I said, are an investment spec builder. We don't have display homes or in we're investment sort of channel
mm,
partners only. So yeah,
yeah,
don't direct deal. We don't deal directly with the client. So all
yeah,
our stuff's B2B. And then I suppose the beauty of what you get is this portal, and you're able to download your PDFs and stock lists and that kind of thing to present to clients. So
yeah.
that's a little bit about us.
Okay, mate, cool. So, because like originally when I started working with Choice Homes, you were selling to first-time buyers as well. You did have display homes, but I think because of COVID, a lot of them were sold off as far as I can remember.
Yeah,
Uh,
correct. And I suppose like we do have Choice is our predominant investor spec. We do have a first home buyer range. It's called Zoom Constructions, and we do have a couple of displays for that. But
yeah,
yeah, it is separate to our Choice entity.
yeah.
But
Okay, cool.
we do it.
Okay, cool. No worries. So, um, I've noticed as well, like looking at these prices, like we look at like Park Ridge from 2 years ago, like you could get something, well, 2.5 years, you can get something like in the 450s, 500s, and now it's all sort of sitting at 600,000 and 700,000.
Yeah,
So that
it's come a long way.
just, yeah, just goes to show the growth in Park Ridge and also Logan Reserve as well.
Absolutely. There was actually a house. There was actually a house that LJ Hooker sold about a month or two ago. It was an ex-display home in the estate, or I can't remember what estate, but it's over the road from Madison Park in
Yeah,
Mayfair Park, and
yeah,
it sold for 869,000
yeah. And I
in
bet it
Park
was,
Ridge.
yeah, and I bet it was only like 2 or 3 years old or something. Wouldn't have been
Yes,
very old.
yes,
Uh,
correct.
yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, this is the reason why you're sort of getting more now to investors other than the first time buyers, because this has been one of those things where we've seen it a lot. All these interstate investors have gone, oh, where's the cheapest place at the moment? Oh, this is the best place. And then they've all gone on there, and then the prices all jumped up. And I remember before, the stock was just disappearing off the map. As soon as it was into the list, it was gone, like
Yeah,
straight away. I think because of the interest rates now, it's probably slowed down a little bit, but yeah, it's the price is still, yeah, still, I can't believe how much it's gone up. It's crazy.
yeah,
So we've got the house brochure thing, so that brings up the house brochure.
yeah.
I don't know if this will share this on the screen or not. Oh yeah, there you go. So there we've got the basic information and stuff like the areas and what it comes with and all that kind of thing. So from the agent side, is the inclusions in here and all the other stuff? We've got the estate brochure, we've got the colours. What else have we got in here? Estate brochure.
Yep, there should be
Uh,
a where is it?
Does the rental
Yeah,
appraisal
rent
on?
letter, depreciation letter, all that kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
the spec should be in there. And if not, what happens is, so if you did call up, because the other thing on the portal, it doesn't show when land is registered, because it's forever changing. So you would call me and say, I'm interested in this lot 3, for instance. You would call me and then I would send you a web link, and then all these PDFs would be in the web link in one page. You can scroll down and get a whole heap of information, and then you would ask me when the land registered and all that kind of thing as well.
Yeah. Are we able to white label this if we want to white label it? So it's just blank and it's just got the price and a pretty picture, stuff like that.
Yeah, we can. Yep, just the run sheet brochure, which is I think the second one.
This one.
No, keep going. No.
That one.
No.
That one.
No, okay. It must be in the web link that I send you.
So that's the house. What's this one? That just tells you about the estates and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
So yeah, it's that first one that tells you.
There's no image. Doesn't like that. Does not like that one.
No, but I wish I could send you an example web link. See if I can.
Yeah.
I might have to go out of here though to do it. That's the only thing.
Oh, that's all right. Don't stress out about it. It's all good. But yeah, what we try and do with this is like we'll try and get one of these and edit it, and then we'll put it onto our CRM system as a white label brochure and stuff like that. But I think the main thing is like process wise, from your side, I think you've got your own version of the expression of interest form, haven't you?
Correct.
You've got your own expression of interest form. So we've got ours as like a generic one, where we just get the basic information on. Like we'll get where they are, who they are, what solicitor they've got, if they've got finance, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you also need a copy of their ID as well. Then so normally their driving license or something like that.
Driver's license. Yeah, and then a signature, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can pick it up and then run with it. Do you have much conversations with the finance side? Because I've literally just come off a call with the finance broker, and I was saying to him, "What do you communicate with the builders?" And his feedback was, "Well, I will just deal with the agents." And I said, "Well, look, you've got the builders' contact information. If you do need it there, if you do need to correspond with them, we're providing it for you."
Yeah.
So I was just trying to clear that side up a bit. Like, do you do much dealing with the finance side with them, or do you just?
No, not really. We're the same. So we'll be dealing with the agent solely, unless they need to, unless they give us permission, basically to call the broker. But I think it's still okay for us to call the broker, if need be. But yeah, generally the agent is all across it, and we sort of liaise with the agent to the broker.
Yeah, our main thing at the moment now is to try and make sure we match the broker and the agent up at the same time. So the lead comes in and the broker gets it, and the broker knows which agent's dealing with it, and the two people work together as a team.
Yeah.
And then work in with the developer. So that's something that we're trying to figure out how to do properly on the back end of all that kind of stuff, and then also change the advertising and things like that. Stock wise, then, so at the moment you've got these ones. Is it just continue with Logan Reserve and Park Ridge? Are there any other areas that are coming up, or any other projects coming up? Like because I think you were doing some apartments, weren't you, at one point?
Yeah, we've still got a few left in Coomera, next to the Foxwell High School, Oakey Creek Road, across from the Woolworths. A lot is happening in Coomera. There's a lot of development going ahead. So we've got 3 towers coming. Stage 1, which is Tower 3, is almost complete. It's due to be completed at the end of this month. We've got 3 left in there, and then we've got another 2 towers coming, with another approximately 100 apartments in the other 2 towers coming. So
is that 100 each or 100 altogether?
So the first lot was about 46 apartments. The next one will be 50, and then one after that will be high 40s as well. So 100
to go.
nearly 130, 140 apartments.
And what are the price range with the apartments at the moment? Because I haven't looked at this for a while, so I haven't had a chance to. What are
Yeah,
the prices?
so I mean, they when they were first getting sold, they were around the low sixes to nearly a million, for the top level.
Yeah,
And then yeah, the ones we got left at the moment, the two betters, on level 4. So there's 5 levels. On level 4 are 750,
yeah,
with one garage, and then the ones on top are 840. But you get two garage spaces underneath. They're not, you obviously get um, views of Surfers Paradise and that kind of thing.
yeah. They sound nice. Yeah, so they've gone up a bit then, by the sounds of things. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
good.
right. Yeah.
I think all that area, like Coomera and all those areas there, have all jumped up in value like considerably, haven't they? So
Yeah.
there's a lot to be made there for an investor. I
Well,
think the first time buyer still needs to try and get on the ladder somewhere, but realistically, yeah, I think what you've got at the moment is probably more investors. What's happening outside of there, like Ipswich Way, that kind of area? Is there much going on there, or got
yeah,
plans for?
heaps, heaps. Especially around Ripley, Collingwood Park.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Heaps. We just had 5 lots in Ripley that have sold. We might have a few more coming up soon. And we've got some in Collingwood Park as well, the Pocket and Woodlinks.
Yeah.
And yeah, the growth that's happening out there is crazy.
Are you what's it? Because I think last time I spoke to somebody at Choice Homes, I think they were sort of up to maybe were you building something around about 450 homes a year, or is it more than that? Or I can't remember where you're up to now.
Yeah, a few years back they were 450. Average probably 300.
Yeah,
And then I think, last year was a bit slower. It might have been, oh, I don't know what the exact figure is, but yeah, it wouldn't have been 300. Again, I think we might have a bit of a slow year this year, including all builders. Um,
yeah,
and then, yeah, probably not until maybe next year we'll see things ramp back up like they were. But
yeah,
it's still certainly a great time to get in, um,
yeah.
when there isn't as much competition around.
No, because it was crazy before. Like it was, we'd get a stock list and it would just disappear straight away. Whereas
Yeah.
now, sort of, we've got a bit more breathing room to um find a buyer, do some decent advertising, and get stuff sorted out.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so no, that's good. But so there's lots of different areas then, and is there any big plans for the futures to go anywhere in particular, or are you just continuing with the areas that you're currently covering?
Yeah,
The last couple
continuing
of
with
years.
those. I mean, we have a lot of repeat customers, 3, 4, 5 investment properties, because they know it works. They know that, and Choice predominantly buy their own land, and will develop the whole estate, or will buy, 5 to 10 lots in an estate and have control of that land,
Yeah,
um, which is really handy, and people trust the Choice way. They know that, as an investor, their house is going to get rented out for really good rent,
yeah,
through MPM, um,
yeah,
who are our management property guys.
yeah,
So it works, mate. And yeah, we continue to hit those growth corridors where they're going to get capital growth as well as really strong rent, demand.
yeah. There's a big difference because there's a few builders out there and they'll do put and call and secure some land and stuff. But I think that um, I've known Choice Homes buy a load of land up before and then just control it basically,
Yeah,
which is because that's good then because you're dealing just with really with the one business. Then you're not having to worry about anybody else, which is good. Takes the edge off a little bit from our side. That does. That's
that's
really good.
right. Yeah, because a lot of
Yeah,
the times you only get 2 weeks or 3 weeks hold, and then it can take 4, 5, 6 weeks to get a buyer over the line. So when you
yeah.
when you yeah getting competing with a whole heap of other builders, it can certainly be a bit tedious.
Yeah, it is difficult. Like we're sort of going along the lines of um we're going to push that builder's stock beyond everybody else's stock, and we're trying to control the whole process. So we're like, from our end, like we're putting them in touch with the finance broker, putting them in touch with the developer and everything else, making sure they've got a solicitor lined up and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we're trying to advise them throughout the whole process to make sure it goes smoothly, because you might get an investor who knows what they're doing. They've got the finance organized, they've got a solicitor, they know exactly what they want to buy, where they want to buy it. But then you do come across some people that are sort of not quite there and they're not quite sure, or that, oh, I'm not really happy with my finance broker, or oh, I'm not sure if I want that area or not, or you know. So you get those as well, and especially the you know, your first time buyers, is you really do have to hold their hand and, you know, organize everything for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sorry, mate, go on, what you were going to say.
No, you're completely right, and it is a buyer's market at the moment, and people are more hesitant. There's a lot of negativity in the media, builders going broke, all that kind of thing, which is totally understandable. But
Yeah,
oh, mate, it's, as you and I both know, it's a cycle in property. When's the right time to buy? When you can.
yeah, right.
You just got to get in. And if interest rates have been a big talking point. But they've come to the end. There might be one or two more, but we know that we're at the top. There's not going to be another 13 or 14. So people, and we've even seen it's starting to shift. A lot of people have been focusing on stuff in WA and South Australia, price pointed, because a lot of the BCs or borrowing capacities are really low. So that's there's a demand for that market over there. But we're starting to see people come back into Southeast Queensland because they know that the next 10 years with the Olympics coming up, Queensland, the statistics show that it's just going to be a massive boom over the next 10 years. So
No,
people are starting to see that.
yeah, we're looking at working with more builders in South Australia and WA. I find WA is easier to the people that are easier to deal with. South Australia is very clicky. You'd be very surprised how clicky they are.
Yeah.
Like if you're not from there and you don't work there all the time, they don't really want to know you. Whereas WA are just happy that anybody's rung them up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
So, whereas South Australia is like, no, I don't know you. I don't want to do business with you. Whereas WA is like, oh, somebody's finally called us. Great. Yeah. But yeah, so I agree with you 100% there. I think that's because of the Olympics and everything else and all the infrastructure that's going in there, like you picked a really good location, and the numbers don't lie. As I say, like 2.5 years ago, 450, 475. I think you could get a 4224 in there, Park Ridge, and nobody'd heard of Park Ridge, and now, yeah, you're up to 700 or 800 with some of the stuff, aren't you? So
yeah,
that's huge for the time period. Normally, you're looking at a good 10 years for something to double or go up by half, So that's massive. So yeah, it's a really good investment. So that's good.
absolutely.
All
And
right,
there's still a
sorry, go
whole
on.
heap. Oh, there's still a whole heap happening as well. There's so many developments happening. So you
Yeah,
you just got to get in.
yeah, exactly. I like the fact that you've diversified and you've got some single contract stuff then now with the apartments and that kind of thing. So that's good because we're looking at trying to do more self-managed super fund stuff, whether it's got to be single contract. And that's probably a good location there for them to buy, because again, that's going to go because it's a very popular area and everything else. So that's really good.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, mate, cool. Have you got anything else you want to add? Because I could stop the recording now and we can move on with our lives, I think.
Yeah, no, that's all good. That's all good. Yeah, it's a very customer service sort of base role where you just got to pick up the phone and we talk to each other, and we can make a lot happen where a lot of people say no, we can make it happen.
Yeah, I think one of the things now with the new agents that are coming into the businesses is that fact I'm trying to sort of explain to them that you need to build that rapport with the developer and the builder and your account manager. You need they need to know first name basis, who you are, where you are, and what you're doing, and then they'll work in with you and they'll
Yeah,
help you to
100%.
close business.
Yeah,
And if you don't have that rapport, they're not really going to bend over backwards for you.
yeah, that's right.
And you know, it has worked really well in the past, like with a couple of other builders. And we've kept the relationships with quite a few of them as well. Like one guy, he was with Tribeca and he's gone to Strike and he's come back in touch with us and said, "Oh, well, you know, I still want to do business with you because I got on with your people and everything else like that." So, you know, that's nice that you've got that rapport with the person and you can help each other kind of thing. So I think that's really important. I think that's something that sometimes the agents don't realize. Like we're building these relationships with all these different developers, but it's, you know, I'm not going to keep bringing you up because I'm not the person doing the sales at the end of the day. The agents are, so it's
Yeah,
going to be the agents'
exactly right.
responsibility. For the very popular. I need to turn my phone off. All right, mate. Well, I'll end the call. I'll end the recording now. So, is there anything else you want to add to that, mate, or you will? You're all good.
All good.
No. Okay. Cool. All right. I'll stop the recording now so we can talk again like normal human beings.